Looking here at how to calculate missing angles in triangles. Starting off here with a scalene triangle, that just means that all the sides are different lengths. We've got to find that angle there. We have an angle on the left of 40 degrees and an angle at the top of 100 degrees. What we need to remember is that the sum of angles in any triangle will add to 180 degrees. So we've already got 100, and we've already got 40, so together that's 140 degrees. We need to make that up to 180. So we take that 140 away from the 180, that leaves 40. So that missing angle is 40 degrees. And if you add those numbers up, 100 add 40, it comes to 180. That rule goes for all triangles, no matter how big or small they are. This time, we only have one of the angles given to us, and we're being asked to find that one at the top. We have the angle here of 60 degrees. It's not telling us what this one here is, but that little square gives you a clue that it is a right angle, and a right angle is 90 degrees. So now we have 60 and 90. Remembering that it needs to add up to 180. 90 and 60, that's 150. Take that 150 away from the 180. 180, take away 150, that leaves 30. So that angle at the top is 30 degrees. And again, that works with all types of right angle triangles, no matter how big they are. This time we have an isosceles triangle, and we're asked to find two of the different angles. We have one that's 65 degrees. What you need to remember about an isosceles triangle, which is often presented with these two lines here that show you those two lengths are the same. If those two lengths are the same, then these two angles are the same. So if that left one is 65 degrees, the right one is also 65 degrees. Now we just need to find the one at the top, remembering that the sum needs to be 180 degrees. 65 and 65, that's 130. Whatever's left out of 180 will be that top angle. 180, take away 130, leaves 50. So the angle at the top is 50 degrees. Here's a different isosceles triangle with a different type of question. This time you've been given the angle at the top and you've been asked to work out the two at the bottom. Remember that this is an isosceles triangle, which means that those two sides are the same, which means those two angles with the question marks will be the same. We know that the one at the top is 110 and that the total interior angles of any triangle is 180. So if we take that 110 away from 180, that leaves 70. Remember that 70 needs to be shared equally between those two angles. So 70 divided by 2 is 35. Each of those angles is 35 degrees. Here's another isosceles triangle. It might not look as obvious because it's turned the other way, but generally you're given the clue with those lines there, that those two sides are the same length. You haven't been given any of the numbers for the angles in here, but you have been given a clue. This square here tells you it's a right angle, so that is 90 degrees. Now we know that because it's isosceles, those two question marked angles are going to be the same. The sum will be 180 degrees. Take that 90 away, that leaves 90. Remember that 90 needs to be shared equally with those two angles there. 90 divided by 2 is 45, so each of those angles is 45 degrees. The final type of triangle is an equilateral triangle. We've been asked to find one angle here, but we haven't been given the measurements for any of them. What you need to know about an equilateral triangle is that all those lengths are the same, which means that all the angles will be whatever that question mark is. They will all be the same. Remembering that the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees, and we have 3 of them, if you divide 180 by 3, that's 60. So each angle is 60 degrees.